Hi fishing world and fellow AMFisHers out there. This AMFish vlog is the story of AMFish. As a kid, I always wanted to be involved in fishing, and fishing is a full-time job. And you know, you're growing up and you don't know what you want to do or what you should do. You may get pushed into a certain direction by family or friends and stuff like that. But I've always wanted to fish. This goes back to when I was a kid. We'd go camping maybe once or twice a year. I grew up with parents who weren't really outdoorsy people. Sorry, I'm just checking behind me because I'm drifting. So not having outdoorsy parents, you know, I was the kid who had one little tiny bullet spin cast rod and reel, and would go camping, and I, you know, maybe had like one plastic worm or something like that, and I'd cast it for hours, catching nothing, not understanding anything about fishing, but having grown up again as a child, watching a bunch of the guys on TV with their TV shows, whether it was Bob Izumi, Hank Parker, Bill Dance back in the day, I wanted to be them. It was just something about fishing that I loved. Again, only having gotten out a few times throughout my younger years and have absolutely no pictures of me fishing as a child. As soon as I was old enough to drive, 15, 16, and we had our temporary licenses, I was out there with a friend. I was renting a boat and trying to get out there and fish. I lived fishing through TV shows. I'd be just religiously watching them over and over and over again. It was just something I wanted to do. Very key aspect of it as well too. When I used to watch a lot of Bob Izumi when I was starting to get a little bit older, whether I was 10 or 11, 12, and I wanted to be Bob Izumi. It was just this one of these things where I'm like, what he's doing is amazing. I may not understand what fish he's catching right now. I may not understand how he's catching them, but I want to do that. There was just something that caught my eye about fishing and watching it on TV, and I actually wanted to do it as a career. So again, tying it into the AMFish story, that's how I lived my life. The guy, little kid who wanted to go fishing. Again, no outdoorsy parents, no cottages, none of that stuff. And I waited and waited and waited, and you know, I might go once, again on a camping trip or something, and that was it. So as soon as I got old enough, I got out there, started getting some of my own gear, getting out onto the lakes, again, whether it was a rental boat or a friend's boat or an uncle's boat or something like that. And it's something that's in my blood. I just love it. I love sharing it with everyone. I love talking about fishing with everyone. And it's one of those things where I wanted to share the AMFish story with all of you. So in my later years, started to hit 19, 20, probably in my early 20s, I wrote a business plan. Didn't know what a business plan was exactly. Did a lot of research on what a business plan was and how to properly write one. Spent quite a bit of time writing a business plan. So I could one day be prepared and maybe putting it to action. So here I am in my 30s, trying to live my fishing dream, let's call it my passion, which is fishing, and I'm sharing it through a video blog with everybody out there. And thanks for everyone's feedback and conversations and questions. I love it. It's amazing. It's been a great experience being able to come out here and film. And I wasn't a guy who wanted to sit in front of a video camera ever. Just wasn't my thing as a kid growing up. I was shy, and you know, I knew the only way I could share my passion for fishing, shy of getting a TV show immediately, or trying to get on TV immediately, was to share it through a series of videos with all my experience over the last 20 some odd years fishing. And I'm a multi-species fisherman, so I do all bass, smallmouth, largemouth, panfish. I pretty much do it all. I've done a little bit of deep sea fishing, not much when I go down south, which is something I actually want to try a little bit more, but that's basically the AMFish story. It's one of those things where I've wanted to share it with everyone. I think everyone needs to understand who I am, you know, not just another guy. Fishing related as a kid, very few things. Didn't even have a Lucky Fishing shirt, which is part of my AMFish store now, where I've designed some t-shirts for kids, just to, you know, again, just to be able to offer something out there to these little ones who love fishing. It was the AMFish Kids Fishing Day and all, and got their AMFisH t-shirts. They love them. They look forward to the next year event as well. So it's just sharing your passion with everybody out there. Sharing it through a little bit of merchandise, and again, pretty much specializing in the kids' clothing that I'm trying to do now. I'm going to have an adult line coming out as well, and it's just tying all us amateur fishing people together. That's why I refer to everybody as AMFisHers. We come out here on a weekend, throughout the summer, several weekends. Maybe some of you are a little bit higher than we do a tournament here. But at the end of the day, unless we're coming out here and running, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the summer, we're all amateur fishermen. I love interacting with all of you. I love shooting videos for you. I'm trying to get myself as well, due to the fact that I'm not a video guy. I never was a video guy. But that, in a nutshell, is the AMFisH story. Again, I was a little kid, European kid, growing up, loved fishing, didn't understand what it was, watched it on TV, and kept pointing to the TV. And after an episode, I remember repeatedly saying to myself, I want to do that. It's something I want to do. That's what I want to do as a job. And I do have a couple of memories as a child as well, probably under 5 years old. My mom would see me in the backyard, and I got just a piece of string, not even a fishing line, a piece of string tied around a night crawler, and I've got it in my little yellow sand bucket, and I'm kind of jigging it because I've got it tied up to a little twig, and I'm jigging it because I was just so intrigued on seeing what the worm looked like underwater. I wasn't actually trying to catch anything. I mean, for God's sake, I was fishing in 7 inches of water in a kid's little sand bucket. But that's what I would do. I'd see a fishing show and they were using night crawlers, and all of a sudden I'm in the backyard somewhere digging up some worms, and no hooks, no nothing. So I just tied it to a piece of string and dangled it in the water there, and I was so intrigued. And the memory that I have, my mother actually told me about that, and I do remember doing things like that, digging for night crawlers, being involved more in caterpillars and spiders and stuff like that. What else would look kind of neat in the water? And would just be sparked in me from fishing episodes where you're watching them fishing and someone's using a grasshopper bait. I mean, I didn't have parents who were going to take me to a fishing store, so I'd catch grasshoppers and put them on, just drop them in a bucket of water and watch them kind of dart around, just to see what the fishing people were talking about on TV and how it was different from a real actual grasshopper or cricket or what have you. So again, in a nutshell, that's the AMFisH story. I'm just sharing all my knowledge with everybody out there. It's my passion. I love it. Following a passion is unbelievable in life. Here I am again in my 30s, trying to live my dream, which is to be, not a professional fisherman. I don't need to be a guy that's out there doing tournaments. But it's doing stuff like this. It's designing a t-shirt for kids, and you give it to them and they put it on, and the first thing they say is, oh my god, I have a shirt that has a fish on it. It's so cool. So it's just one of those things. Like I said, that's the AMFisH story. I'm the AMFisH guy. I've nicknamed myself the AMFisH guy through this whole venture. It's amazing. It's been unbelievable. I thank you all again for all your feedback, and those of you who are following me through all my social media avenues. If you haven't, visit www.amfish.ca. Learn more about what AMFisH is, and feel free to drop me a line or a message, or even check out my YouTube channel as well. I've got a lot of videos on there. But that, again, ladies and gentlemen, and kids out there, is the AMFisH story. I just wanted to share that with you. I thought it was very important for me to share a little bit about where AMFisH came from, how long it's been going on for. It's probably been the last few years now, seriously, but it's been something in the making for several years, and I'm actually glad I just took a jump and trying to live my passion for fishing. So thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.